Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to be talking about Marvel Future Revolution. I did hit 100 with my Black Widow, and I'm up to level 90 on my Captain Marvel. So I am just swimming along in this game. Some people are still struggling to get to level 100 in my alliance, and for those people, don't worry, it's not a race. I know we want to get everyone up to level 100 for Dark Zone, but take your time, do what works for you. Also, I've been spending quite a bit on this game, so don't feel bad. But I want to talk about what I've learned playing up to level 100, including going into the Dark Zone, unlocking all of the content. The game has been amazing. I love this game. I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons. And I'm also going to talk a lot about kind of what I've learned in this game, what kind of game that it really is, and how much I really think that they are going to be releasing this on platform and PC. There's just some indications to me that tell me that. I think it will be really interesting. When I play this on LD player on my PC, it just looks beautiful. I think this is meant for a much bigger screen. As you guys can tell, that the characters are incredibly small, and there's so much customization that people put into their characters, and I think it's really important to see them on a much bigger screen. So let's go ahead and start talking about skills. So this is probably one of the more important things you can do, very important I should say, is finding your build. Your build is basically your skills set up and what sequential order they're going to fire. So I got this build from YouTube, and I wish I remember the YouTuber who made this build. It's pretty good for Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel is a big time boss killer. She's not known for crowd control or AoEs. However, I do have AoEs and some crowd control put in here for her. And so she does an adequate job at that. But I really wanted her for her boss killing capabilities, because you get a lot of that in Blitz. You get a lot of that in Special Ops. Maybe Omega War, definitely Dimensional Duels. A lot of that is needed to quickly take down a player. So the first ability I have going for her is going to be Energy Impact. So she's just going to go up in the air and strikes the ground to deal 351% damage at level 10, knocks down the attacked enemy, and recovers about, it says 16% of the ultimate gauge is recovered, but it looks more like a quarter of it, which is pretty sweet. So like what I'll do with this ability, because she's all about her ultimate going into her binary form, is I will fire this off, run around, fire it off again, so that it will totally rebuild the ultimate gauge for me. That's one thing I will do if I really want to get into it, because what I'll do with that is once that ultimate gauge is filled, I'm going to go into, let's see, I think it's this skill right here. Skill 3. We have Photon Energy. It causes a photon energy explosion from the ground to deal 219% damage. So it's not a whole bunch of damage. It knocks down the enemy and creates a defensive field, increasing defense by 37.96%. That is one skill I'm going to try to max out once I get her to level 100. I'm also going to work on this in a couple of different areas of the game to increase that buff, because what I follow that up with is going to be the Photon Blast. So I have her in the Carol Core outfit. So what it's doing with Photon Blast is it's level 10, but it's increasing it by 5 levels. So right now it's 2,949% damage. That's typically the max damage at level 15. But I'm going to be able to put 5 more levels on that once I can max that ability. So that's going to be probably around 3,400% damage. Now, as you can see, it leaves her vulnerable, which is why you want to proc that defensive field first, because the opponent is going to come after you and do some damage. No doubt about it. One other thing that I actually have built into skill 1 is, no, I believe it's skill 2. Is it? No, this is skill 4. Okay, so this is when it can fire off in perfect sequential order. So skill 4 is going to decrease the opponent's defense. So if you're fighting a boss, you definitely want to fill your gauge, 1. Then we're gonna pop into 2, and 2 doesn't really do anything but damage. Then 3, we're going to pop defense. 4, we're going to lower their defense. And 5, we're going to do a super powerful beam attack. Now she's probably going to take some damage. This is when you can do your evade if they're about to do a huge AoE attack on you. And you're going to have to run around the screen away from the enemy, waiting for these skills to recharge in the later game content. That's pretty common. One thing I want to talk to a lot of people about is a lot of people that are struggling to get to level 100. They have to be aware of, you can't autoplay. Turn your autoplay off on bosses. When you get to, I think Fenris is probably, no. I would say Thanos is probably the first difficult boss. Then it's Fenris. Then it's Laufey, then it is the Maestro. So you would just turn that off. If you're playing Captain Marvel, just have that same setup, and you launch that huge attack, and then once you're done, you run around. You get away from that boss as much as possible. Play cat and mouse with them, and then you go through it again. And that's what you're going to have to do. And I think that's what a lot of people are struggling with, is they're either putting on their autoplay. They're trying to just do an evade, but you really want to buy yourself some time to get those skills recharged. So let's go over here. And so we have the skill. And like I said, I have the Carol Core outfit. I've the full set, so it is increasing everything, and as you can see down below on the 4 set, it is increasing the Photon Blast skill level by +5. Captain Marvel is one of the few characters that actually you can get away with a non-regional set. And if you're not aware, the regional sets are so incredibly hard to get in this game. A lot of the characters need them. I know Iron Man really needs Midgardia. I know several characters really need Midgardia. I think Spider-Man is the other one that can get away with a non-regional set. But yeah, I would say if you are looking to play free-to-play, Captain Marvel and Spider-Man are great options for you, because you can easily grind out good sets for them to have that will take really good advantage of their abilities and their skills. So I actually, all these battle badges in the lower right hand corner, I actually grinded those out with my Black Widow, who's at level 10 or at level 100. I put them into my squad storage so that other characters could use them, and then, you know, once I get her all stacked up with Maestro cards or badges, then I will definitely transfer those over to another character that will start using them as well. So I think this will help a lot. Like, I did Black Widow first, Captain Marvel, and I'm curious what I'm gonna do for number 3, because I'm not 100% sure. Could be Spider-Man. I actually think it will be Spider-Man, because I just started him, and you don't need a regional set for him. So I think I might do him, because the more characters you have at level 100, the more your squad is going to go up. So we're going to talk about squad here quickly. So for one, you want to run a lot of characters and get a lot of titles, because all of those titles give you a whole bunch of free stats. You get 879 attack, 878 defense, and 6597 in HP just for having the titles that I do. And then if you go into the actual squad, my squad is level 71. So I'm going to go ahead and get the 558 for attack, 592 for defense, and HP is 5582. Just for the squad. Anyone on the squad will get that. And then let's go back into heroes. We can talk about Omega cards. I don't think I really did too much with Omega cards in the beginning, and now I definitely do. Unlike gear, which can't really be traded between your characters, your Omega cards can. Sometimes those Omega cards are actually, they're not bound to the character, but they will have an ability built into the character once you equip them to that character. So it doesn't mean that they're worthless, it just means that they're going to have a bonus for a certain character. So that would be another great way, beside your badges, to get a boost for your characters. Then specialization. I haven't worked on specialization too much because I found out the hard way that the first character you start with is the one who gets all of the different materials for your specializations, and I put them into Black Widow, and then I come here and I'm like, oh my god, I don't have any. So that's definitely going to take some time for any alt character that you're running. You can manage your cores right here and try to build up your cores as much as possible into your cards, which this is really nice because you can just pull the cores out. You can swap the cards out. I really love that system where you can kind of move them around between characters. Let's take a look. I don't think there's anything worthy of discussing in inventory. Let's see. Records. I would not be in a rush to rush your records. Collections might be. But as far as challenges and activity logs, I wouldn't be in the biggest rush to do that, because you'll eventually do that by running characters up to level 100. Operations, so we have Blitz, we have Most Wanted, we have Special Operations, we have Battle Challenges, and we have Raids. All of these should be run every day. So right now, what it really comes down to when you're level 100 is the Maestro Blitz. You'll get the other cards, and they're good for other characters to get to level 100, but once everyone is really at level 100, you're going to really want to grind out those Maestro badges, because those badges are just going to replace all your other ones. So that is one thing. I also did a Dark Zone event, and I got a whole bunch of Dark Zone credit. And let me see if it's in my squad inventory. So we see these are level 100 badges. These are different from Blitz badges. I got these badges from the Dark Zone store, and I'm really curious to kind of play around with these. I want to play around with them on Captain Marvel, which is why I'm trying to get her to level 100. So they're a little bit different. The stats were definitely a lot nicer in those cards. And then, so like I said, you're going to want to run every single Blitz, because look at all of the squad XP amongst the badges and the gold. And that's a really great way to build up your squad, is to run these every single day. There's 3 times you can do it, so you run them all at the same time. The nice thing is you can autoplay 80% of them, and most of the other ones just require you to hit the evade. I haven't done the Most Wanted yet. Most Wanted has been a pain. Because they're putting me in with level 93s and no one is ever around to take them down. And they are such a pain to take down by myself. Then we have Special Ops. Special Ops should be run once a day, specifically because it drops regional gear. And like I said, that's really difficult to get. I haven't gotten a piece of regional gear from doing these daily. However, I have got regional gear from your weekly totals. I get usually 5 crates because I don't really run a lot of points up there. So I usually get 5 crates, and I've had pretty good luck with those. But as you can see, you get a lot of gold, squad XP, and some other goodies from running your special operations. I wish you got more credits to run it every day. I think that would be a lot more fun. Battle challenges. These are definitely something I would be doing as much as possible. You don't even have to get full 3 stars to get the rewards, but these contain a lot of gold for you to kind of stack into, you know, your pot of gold. Then we have raids. Raids are incredibly important because they contain the materials. Let's see. This is the specialized convergium for your specializations. So you definitely want to be running those. And I am not sure if, right now, if we click on Loki, if I were to buy, it's 100 gems. I'm just not sure if it is worth that. I have to look in the store. It's really hard to find the convergium. I buy it in any of the free stores that I possibly can because you're just going to need so much of it. Then we have the arena. We have the Omega War. And Omega War is something I've been staying away from. It's just bad. Oh my god. It's just like, I mean, that's nice because it could be worse. It could be something like Dark Zone where a whale could just pop in and just annihilate your entire team. But on this, you actually, you know, they try to split the power evenly in Omega War, but I just get my butt kicked so many times. One of the reasons I'm trying to level up Captain Marvel is to have another option because Black Widow is just getting massacred in there. Same thing with dimensional duels. Like I'm gonna show this to you guys. It's not good. Where's my ranking? Like 2 wins and 4 losses. Dimensional duels are my bane. I do not like them. I pop in there for the free credits and to lose my battles. I typically win 2 and I typically lose 3. On Captain Marvel, I have not unlocked the Dark Zone yet. I have done that on Black Widow. And it's fun until somebody like tries to show up just to kill you. But it is PvP, so you actually have to go in there with the team, and that's one of the things we're trying to do in our alliance is to set up a team to head into the Dark Zone. Other than that, that's pretty much it to the game so far. They are coming out with a patch tomorrow, and that patch is going to be bringing more content to the game. We're getting more events, so we're super excited. There's rumors that we're getting a new character. They actually kind of announced it. They flashed a photo of the X-Men Magic. So we're super excited about that. I would say, you know, some of the best elements of this game is the co-op PvP with friends or teammates in real time. I think they do a really good job at that. I think it could be a lot of fun. I definitely have to get the guys on voice comms because I think it's a lot more fun to just screw around and try to get a lot of this accomplished, because I have done a special ops where people try to outrun me for the objectives and they don't really get a chance to succeed in that, but they still try. So we are the Asgard Guardians. We actually started a second alliance. It is Freya's Chosen, and that's going to be for beginning players, more casual players, and players below. Right now, it's below a squad 30 level. That will be increasing. We're probably going to be increasing that to a 35 or 40 going forward, so that we can remain much more competitive in the main alliance, but still have a place for people who want to be more casual. So, pros, the content is great. The character design is great. They do an awesome job at leaving this a lot to free to play. And I would say some of the cons, I would say we really need an alliance versus an alliance event with brackets, rewards, something that we can do together, come together, strategize, and that supposedly is the dark zone. But even in the dark zone, we just go in and kill bosses, and hopefully somebody doesn't snipe or kill. And so I think I kind of want something a little bit more than that. But at the end of the day, this is a great game. I'm having a ton of fun, and so are we. So definitely come join us, come check it out. Take care, and I will talk to you guys later.